Batman, 92. James Tynion the Fourth writing, Gilliam March, unfortunately, on the art.
Okay, but
what a
it
return.
wasn't that bad. It wasn't as upset. Maybe I'm just...
We were reading different books then, Matt.
Yeah, it wasn't good, but it wasn't like...
His Riddler is one of the most hideous things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You've not been reading action though, Connor, so your bar's in a different place.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if that's what it is.
I'm sorry for hating his Cobblepot, for hating his Riddler, for just not liking his art. I won't apologize for that.
I get it. I would never say Gilliam March is one of my favorite artists, but I also wouldn't put this up there as among his worst, even on this arc.
It's bizarre to me how clean his women are, and I mean this in the sense that if you look at any of the men he draws, they're full of like all these, wrinkles. Like if you look at like Bullock on like the first, second page, you've got all like the rolls of fat going down his neck, and it doesn't. It looks rough, and then you get to the page where it's Catwoman and
Selena Harvey.
And it's just completely smooth skin, absolutely blemish.
I'll be honest. Before I got to the end of the book, I thought there was a different artist on those pages.
And that's why I was saying it wasn't that bad. If Gilliam March can make me think his art's someone else's, good.
He's did something right. Yeah,
it's pretty good.
So the
he
book
draws women fine, apparently.
So the book boils down to two sides. One is the Riddler making a giant crossword out of the city, and if Batman doesn't get the answers correct to the riddles to fill in the blanks, he'll start setting off bombs. So Batman's solving a lot of riddles. Which I think that was a mistake in one of the bubbles, actually, at one point.
Yeah.
There's a point where Riddler says the third letter is T from this other word, and then Batman's answer to the thing is 12, and I'm like, but 12's not the third, the T's the first letter.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
I also thought it was really weird how it was like, really well-known riddles.
Sure, yeah. Hey, it's hard to research smart riddles, right, when you're a writer.
I know, but like these are all like common riddles I've heard before. I've probably read Riddler doing these riddles before.
I don't know. He could have consulted with a crossword writer. I mean, that's still a thing in newspapers to figure out some new ones or whatever. Because that's what I think it comes down to is like that is a challenge, like to do crosswords and make sure everything fits and
there's an art to that.
Yeah. And so I'm not gonna fault him there, but I just like also are crossword hints really? I mean, I guess they're riddles.
Well, the ones Riddler does are more Riddly than usual.
Yeah. So, and I did like how
cryptic crosswords, aren't they? It's kind of what
riddles
do.
Yeah. So Batman's got a bat train. Just the vehicles.
Keeping this streak going of just new random vehicles or gadgets.
Yeah, vehicles every day. And Riddler's pissed that Batman's getting all these answers because his communication's so Lucius can't help him, but he's still getting all these things right. In fact, I was happy though that Batman at one point did ask, like, have I got any letters revealed yet? Because I was like, so up until that point he was just answering riddles and getting them right. I'm like, is he never going to use the fact that it's a crossword to his advantage and like get a hint?
And he did, right? Yeah. That's where he asked.
I like that Riddler's like, hey, if you were above ground like you're supposed to be, you'd see the board like everyone else in Gotham.
Yeah, no. He's like, no, but you never specified that, so technically I played by the rules. You can't just enforce that now, halfway through the game. And Riddler agrees with that. Meanwhile, Selena and Harley are getting attacked by all these, was it? The
zombie cops?
Zombie cops?
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, they're getting to this underground sort of banker, essentially. This off-the-books thing that Selena knows about that she wants to go. But when they get there, there's a conflict of interest because inside Punchline's already there doing Joker business, and this is really the proper debut of Punchline. I know we've been teases of it before, but this is the proper debut.
Yeah, this is the one the speculators should have gone nuts for, not Hell Arisen 3, not the Joker special. This.
I know. This is definitely the debut because it's you've got the full page of her there as this is her actual reveal, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And with all the cleavage on show because March apparently can't have
March. Yeah.
I read Batman first, which I think worked well because I think reading the Joker story as the first proper appearance is kind of weird. It worked better having context for her first.
Yeah, no, it is. And I was just gonna say, I would like some variance in the designs of women. I don't need them all to be big, busty, hippie henchwomen. Make her distinct from Harley. then you know what I mean? Like,
The
I don't know.
only way I can kind of justify this one in some sense is that she is similar to Harley intentionally. She is very much the replacement, so she's
Yeah.
Sure.
reminiscent.
I mean,
of-
I did enjoy the dialogue though, with Harley realizing who she is, and Selena being like,
Yeah.
"I think that's Joker's new girlfriend, Harley," and her like, "Oh boy!" Like, I actually kind of appreciated the reaction, and Harley basically saying, "Look, one day you're going to be over this shit, and we're going to have a nice talk about how weird it is being with Joker and blah blah blah."
Yeah.
Although, given the context we have now from the other story about how she's more of a devout, I don't want to quite say terrorist, but she's kind of verging on that
No,
kind of.
she's almost like a Manson girl, right?
Yeah. But she's not like
Yeah.
Harley. I don't think she's going to get over it the same way Harley did.
No.
I don't
Oh,
think so.
no.
And Tynan said, it's so long ago now when he was teasing Punchline, in his newsletter, that when we thought we were going to be reading this issue months ago,
Yeah.
his intention is no, Punchline's just an evil piece of shit, basically.
Mm.
That's fine.
Yeah, she's anti-Harley, right?
Harley got redeemed over the years,
Mhm.
and and he obviously doesn't control Punchline forever. He can't say for sure that she'll never be
No.
turned. But the plan right now is no, she's evil. She's what Harley was supposed to be.
I
for
can
Joker.
almost see if Punchline breaks off on her own, it's because Joker's not going far enough.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like the pupil becomes the master, and then it becomes a bigger problem down the line. Like, that's something I could definitely see with this character.
Yeah, I could see some of that. But they get into a big fight, of course. Catwoman gets the banker dude to basically do what she says by dropping a lot of intel about where he lives, where his safe is, and threatening to like yell at the combination. And
The design of this guy was weird. So I just started watching Watchmen the other day.
Oh, really?
I've seen like the first 2 episodes. Please tell me that the whole point of that show is that the cops shouldn't be all in masks and have no culpability.
Yeah, we're not saying nothing.
Because this is uncomfortable. But the design of the underbroker with the mask really reminded me of one of the guy, the guy in the machine who kind of flashes all the Rorschach images.
I'll say about Watchmen, the TV show, is don't worry, by the end it's very anti-supremacist. All right, I'll just.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
right now I'm
like
this feels uncomfortable.
You going through it right now must seem like it was a premonition of things to come.
Honestly, right now, given that I'm only 2 episodes in, it feels tone deaf more than anything.
And no, it's considering when it came out. I know Lindelof gets a lot of crap for some of his stuff. This actually seems like it was thought out, and it is a very worthy sequel.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Besides, you haven't even got to Lube Man yet. Just get to Lube Man, and all will be fine.
I'm sold. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to
just.
But more, this guy. He reminded me of with the shiny mask.
Yeah.
It really reminded me of that.
No, I can see why. The Manhattan episode is one of the best episodes of TV in years. Episode, I think it's 9 because there's 10 episodes total. I think 9's the one that's like.
It's only 9.
Or let's say it then. It's the one before the last one. It's just.
So I remember thinking it was an odd number of episodes.
Shockingly good.
So as good as Doomsday Clock is to a sequel to the actual source material of Watchmen, that one feels like a proper. This is what Watchmen meant to comics. This one is, well, what were the themes Alan Moore was playing with? The show hits on those.
I'm enjoying it so far. Don't get me wrong. It's just it's uncomfortable.
Good.
It's early enough that I'm I feel like this is going to be the point, but I'm not entirely sure.
Don't worry. There's episodes that make it very clear what the point's ultimately going to be.
There were parts where I went, oh, they played me. They got me good.
I've been trying to make a point. We review a lot of TV, right? I've been trying to make a point this year of watching stuff for myself, just kind of sitting down in the evening and watching an episode or something. I started doing that this week.
All right.
One of the worst panels in the art is when Selena, she's got the whip around Underbroker's neck, and she's she's standing on him, and it's just this weird, ugly shot of let's look at all her body at once from this top-down perspective, and it's so weird. Yeah,
the proportions are all over the place just to give us the ass shot.
She has negative body fat percentage, if that's the case.
It's
I'm just saying,
which is huge, and then we'll still see her cleavage, sticking out the front, but it's like, what is going on here?
Yeah, Batman, the last couple of pages, as Batman finds Riddler, and Riddler's like, "Shot, how did you find me?" Blah blah blah. And Deathstroke, because Deathstroke, which you mentioned, is in handcuffs and has been carted along the whole time for this ride, because he was fighting Batman at the end of the last issue. is like, wait, is this every night for you? And he's like, yeah, pretty much. So he knocks out Deathstroke with some severe elephant tranquilizers, and then the designer shows up, and we get this full page, final reveal of him saying, "Hello, Bruce. I know who you are. Please come in. We should talk a little."
He's sat inside Wayne Manor.
Yeah, in fact, he's actually in the same room, but the bat came through the window.
Yes. Yeah. He's in that chair.
So, it's fine. I mean, I will say that it felt like they were building up Riddler to be more than just this, to be this stopgap before. I mean, obviously, the designer was always the end game, don't get me wrong, but this feels like Riddler's inclusion was a little bit underplayed.
I have to wonder, though, if this was partially down to the extended unplanned break, in that we've had months leading into this Riddler issue and thinking, oh, we're building up a Riddler thing. In our minds, that's the last thing that happened, whereas maybe if it had just been the next issue, we wouldn't have felt it as much.
Either there's a second designer where he's very hard to kill, because we all know Joker killed this guy in a previous issue. So what's he doing sitting there in the chair?
Well, we already saw him once in present day, so I mean, we already had that mystery.
I say I don't even. Yeah,
not that I blame you, Matt, because it's been months, but
this
is the problem with all comics right now, and we have to try not to hold the comics themselves responsible.
Oh yeah, I'm not blaming the story for that. I have noticed
some comics I've been reading have been adding, even ones that don't usually have a recap page at the start. Like they added it in last minute. Went okay, people might need this.
Well, I'm going back and reading X-Men Red with Tom Taylor. And, there's long periods between issues that are meeting because of catching up on all this stuff. Those have recap pages, which are very helpful.
Yeah.
Of everything that's going on. So,
right. If there's one thing Marvel do that I wish DC copied, recap pages, do it.
Well, they've started doing them recently in some books, like Far Sector. I think Amethyst had them. So they're kind of seeping in on some of the fringe books. So, maybe we can get that adopted wide scale. That'd be nice. Yeah.
Even if it's a digital only thing, because they don't want to print the extra page, well, fine, just put in a digital copy so I can see it. Please make it
very selfish.
Whatever. So that is Batman. We'll just rate it. So I mean, obviously the art's kind of rough, but I did enjoy the story. I enjoyed both sides of the story pretty much. So see where it goes. Matt, what are you giving it?
I'm gonna give this a 7. It's pretty good, but the art is all over the place.
That's fair. Connor?
I'm going to give it a 7.5 because I really like a lot of the writing and a lot of the dialogue in particular. Like even things like Deathstroke at the end, being like, after he says, is this every night? He's like, why do people live here? But the art does drag it down a lot.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go with Connor here at 7.5. It'll even Matt be the low point, which is rare. But I actually really like the story as well. I like both. Batman playing the crossword, city game. I enjoyed the ending, and I really enjoyed like Harley and Catwoman's banter when they're realizing who Punchline is, and Harley's question it, and then Selena has to kind of sort of, Harley, I think that's his new girlfriend.
I'm still confused by that final panel on that page where Harley's saying "who boy." Selena's kind of winking, but like the face doesn't match up with a cheeky wink expression, and I don't understand what it's supposed to be.
Again,
I genuinely don't.
The art dragging it. Although I actually think the art on Harley herself in that panel's fine. But yeah, Selena's wonky, the shit there. But I love her just like, it's not a jealousy thing, it's like a, oh boy.
You're in for it. You have no idea what you just stepped in.
Yeah, so no, 7.5 for me.